This week on The Week Ahead, we look at the budget fight in Washington, D.C. Plus, hear from Louisiana Congressman John Fleming on energy issues. Welcome to The Week Ahead. I'm Frank McCaffrey. The budget battle is on in Washington, D.C., and there is more talk of a possible government shutdown. And Congressman Paul Ryan of Wisconsin, who sits atop the House Budget Committee, is recommending that the government slash more than $4 trillion over 10 years as part of his proposal for the 2012 budget. His recommendations also include rewriting Medicare and Medicaid. For more on this, we're joined by Americans for Limited Government Communications Director Rick Manning. Rick, this budget battle, it's like a fight between Muhammad Ali and Smokin' Joe Frazier. Your thoughts?
Well, Frank, it's less like a thriller in Manila and more like a dump in the Potomac. What we've got here is a very simple fight between people who want to continue business as usual and keep spending at an inordinate rate. And instead, some people want to actually cut the size of government. And we're looking at a small cut, 1.5%, that the House Republicans passed, that they're hoping to get the Senate to agree to. And the Senate's kicking up their heels and saying, no, we don't want to. We want things to stay the same. And it's just a time for change. It's time to get the spending cuts done. It's time to pass the CR that the House passed back in February.
Rick, what's your take on Congressman Ryan's proposal for the 2012 budget?
Well, Paul Ryan has taken a big picture approach and is very bold in doing so. He's looking at the 2012 budget and saying, okay, we're going to pass this short-term continuing resolution, but now let's do the hard work. Let's try to put a budget in place for the United States that puts us on a track, on a glide path to being balanced. And he's proposing over $4 trillion in cuts over a period of the next 10 years. It's a significant budget. It's a great starting point. It isn't the final point, but it is a good starting point for the debate because we have to get this budget under control. And Ryan's proposal makes sense as a good place for us to begin taking on the serious issues facing our nation.
Thank you very much. The Obama administration last year placed a moratorium on oil rigs working in the Gulf of Mexico. This is part of Obama administration policy that many say demonstrates a constriction of oil production out of the American South. Americans for Limited Government spoke with Congressman John Fleming of Louisiana. Louisiana is a state that is home to several businesses built around the oil industry.
Why take it out on the average citizens? They're the ones who are paying the price for this.
Louisiana Congressman John Fleming sat down with us because he wants to let the rest of the country know that many in his state are hurting.
When it comes to the offshore drilling moratorium, that's really kind of a double whammy to the state of Louisiana because the loss of revenues, the loss of tax base, severance tax, and so forth. But the real measurement is in the human impact of that.
The jobs based on the oil industry in the South are not easy to replace.
We're talking about excellent jobs. These are not make-do jobs. These are not temporary jobs. These are lifelong jobs that require a special skill set to do it. And so when someone's laid off and that platform leaves and goes to another country, it's not like that another platform comes in behind it and then they are hired by a new company.
Louisiana has had it tough over the last few years. It would appear the last thing it needs is big government.
If you add to it Katrina and Gustav and all these other hurricanes that we've had, then the Deep Horizon, which has affected our ecology in Louisiana, and then on top of that, the jobs that are lost as a result of the moratorium. Louisiana's been just devastated, and it seems that the worst has been from our own government. Maintaining a moratorium that none of the 10-member scientific committee that he put together recommended.
Fleming's office notes that Obama administration officials have only recently noted that oil production in the Gulf of Mexico is actually down. And that's all the time we have for the week ahead. Please join us again next time. For more on these and other topics, visit netrightdaily.com.